What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of
Here.
And Hers. So, today we are going to be talking about marriage and relationships and the ultimatum. So, The Ultimatum is the number one series on Netflix right now. It's the most talked about series, and we're going to talk about The Ultimatum. And if you haven't been watching, I'm only on the second episode and I have so many thoughts, so much to say about it. But basically, these couples go into this challenge, giving one another the ultimatum. So either the girlfriend is giving the boyfriend the ultimatum or the boyfriend is giving the girlfriend the ultimatum. They basically want to get married or they need to figure out if they're going to move on. All right, so they come into the challenge together. Eventually, they break up because of the rules. They have to date another participant. They will be in a mock marriage, a mock married life situation for 3 weeks with a new person, and then for the other 3 weeks they will be back with their significant other. By the end of the episode or the end of the season, they will either be engaged or entering into a single life or something else. It really got me to thinking about what we as millennials growing up in Southern Black churches or growing up in this Christian narrative, what we are taught about marriage. I often tell my honey, well, not often, I've said it in the past, I'm like, we should have waited. We definitely should have waited. And I definitely gave him, I didn't give him an ultimatum, but I definitely pressured him into marriage. You think I pressured you?
Nah, I couldn't. I didn't want to. I wanted to.
I say I pressured him because I grew up, in church. You need to be married. Don't be having sex if you're not married. So I grew up hearing this, and then as I got older, I'm coming into being a woman, and sex was all around me, but I wasn't having sex, and I mean I didn't know anything about sex, honestly. So it's like I wanted to be married. I wanted to explore sex. I wanted to figure out what this was. And so I went to this conference while I was in college, and they were like, if you're not ready for marriage, you're not ready for sex. It was just like, get married. You don't need to be senselessly dating. It was just like, thinking back on it, I'm just like, I really wish I would have learned another narrative. Like,
And it's crazy that you said that because I just saw a post on TikTok earlier, and it was, and they were basically saying, sex is actually the marriage. The I do's and everything, that's formal, but the sex is actually the marriage. That's where the soul ties come in. And like you said, if you're not ready for marriage, you're not ready for sex. I grew up in the church too. I heard those same things that Bay heard. I was just a little hard headed. But
what was that little hard head?
I said it, I did like that.
Yeah. You
gonna put that out?
No.
But I was a little hard headed. But I agree. Looking back now, if you're not ready for marriage, you're not ready for sex, because with sex comes a lot of baggage behind it. If you're not prepared for it, the soul ties, I think are real. I didn't know what they were until a few years ago. I never even heard of soul ties until a few years ago. But I do agree. Once I found out, I was like, dang, you know what? That might be true.
It's like sex is so taboo in the Black community, especially raising young Black girls and young Black boys. It's like that TikTok, they be like, don't talk about that, or like, don't say that. And it's just like, you should be teaching these things. And from a biblical standpoint, from being a Christian and believing in God, sex before marriage is not something you should be doing. However, being a young Black woman who didn't discover sexuality until I was married, or finding out about myself and all of that until late 20s, I'm not gonna say I wish I was out here thotting and bopping in these streets, but it would have been nice to have a different narrative. Like, sex is bad, don't have sex, don't come with no babies. Like, it would have been refreshing to have all the options laid out on the table, and then I make my decision based on my beliefs and my core, my ethics and all of that. But back to the ultimatum. I definitely, was saying I wanted to be married by 24 or 25. I wanted to be married. I wanted to be in a relationship. When I met him, I was like, we not dating 4 and 5 years. Like, you gonna marry me or we not gonna be together? And it was very like, he was my first real boyfriend. Like I mentioned in previous videos, or one of our first videos, which y'all gotta go watch. He was my first legit boyfriend. Now, I dated in high school. I went on a few dates in college, but he was my real deal first boyfriend. So I didn't know what I liked. All I knew is if you wasn't ready for sex, you wasn't ready for marriage, you wasn't ready, you don't need to be out here senselessly dating. So that's the narrative that I went on.
And you see posts saying, I see posts anyway saying sex before marriage is just like the trial period. How am I supposed to know if I'm gonna like it if I never tried? You know what I mean? So this is my 7-day free trial before I pay the full subscription, which I get. I get it. Some people need to test drive it before you drive off the lot. And I mean, it does help you find yourself so you can figure out what you like, So when you do get to that marriage, it's like, okay, look, I like this way, and let's work on you trying to get it how I like it. That way it can be pleasurable each time we go at it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that sex is a very big part of marriage. God wants us to be fruitful and multiply, and you don't know what that person working with. If you holding out, the trust and the faith in God is big. You gotta know, like, he not finna send me nobody who trash in the bed and we not sexually compatible. It's a big faith and you gotta be strong in that. I took pride in being a virgin. Like, I wasn't messed up about it, but once I actually started like developing feelings, tingling little sensations for this handsome man, I was like, come on, like, we gotta get married, But okay, again, back to the ultimatum. I really wish, because I don't think anybody on the show is like over 30. I really wish that those people had somebody saying, like, you do not have to rush to get married. Okay. Marriage does not set the tone, does not start your life. Marriage is not the end all. Like, marriage is not the ultimate goal. Living your life happily, experiencing life, being whole, is the ultimate goal. Living an abundant life. And these people want to be married so bad. They're like, I want to be married. I want to have kids and da 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 da. And I'm just like,
they don't know what they're getting into.
Nobody teaches you how to be married. Everybody say get married, but nobody teaches you how to be married.
You can watch your folks all day long, but no marriage is the same. So for me, it was my grandparents' marriage that I was watching. Them for old time. They was old time, so it was different for them. For us, you got social media involved. You got the pressures of social media. And everybody is seeing your marriage versus back in the day, the only people who saw it was the people who was around you. Now the whole world can see what's going on in your marriage, as far as what you put out anyway. And it's a lot of pressure involved when it comes to that, because you see what another married couple might be doing, and so you like, dang, why don't we do that? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't I do that? And now it's like you trying to implement other folks' lives into yours in a sense. And so it is just like to be 100% prepared and ready for marriage is a big thing.
It's a huge thing. And especially, bringing two souls into one. And then when you have kids involved, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I honestly, I don't think none of them people on that show are ready for marriage, because when you like, I want to get married, I want to have kids, like, you not ready. You ain't ready. Like, you not ready. And it's just a wild thing. It's interesting. I said I wasn't gonna watch the show, but here I am watching it. I'm like I said, I'm only on episode 2, but it's just so much. I'm just like, these people need me in their life, because I'll be like, baby girl, baby boy, live your life. hold your horses, live your life, then settle down and get married. It's nothing wrong with getting married when you're older. It's nothing wrong with it. Like, me and he'll talk about all the time, like, how we gonna wait till our kids are like, well, our oldest is 13, then we can fully start living life. Like, we got married at 21, had the baby the next year, and we've been parents ever since. Like, we don't get a break. We don't get a break.
Listen, we have been parents for 9 of our going on 10 years of marriage.
Right. We got married.
And even before that, I was in basic training. Yeah. So we really didn't have much time together as just us at all.
Look, we got married October 6th, 2012. Aiden was born September 21st, 2013. What?
10 months later.
We did not get to enjoy being married. We did not get to enjoy.
And the input in it is, I went to basic training November 25th of 2012, and then leave advanced training until May 2013. So that's 5-6 months right there.
Look, I told y'all I wanted to be married so I could. So we did the do, and here come Aiden. This man was gone most of our first year of marriage, and we managed to get pregnant. So it's definitely. I love it. I don't regret it. I love my baby. I love both of my babies. God has a way of orchestrating things. It worked out for us. Like, we are in an amazing place, yes. But it took damn near 10 years.
Yeah, and so that goes into the don't rush to get married, because we had a short time frame from meeting each other to get married, so we were still in the middle of learning each other. So that carried over into the marriage. So who's to say if we would have had 2 or 3 years of learning each other, then got married, it wouldn't have took 10 years to get to the point where we are now. It probably would have took 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Maybe not even then, because we know each other. And a lot of old folks, they say, once you make 7 years, you done passed the hard part. Not true, because you still have year 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, it's different for everybody. You have to be able to put aside small things that you may think are big but are really small. You have to learn to put that to the side. You have to learn to say, okay, this is the woman or man that I'm with, and I want this to work, so I'm going to change how I need to change. Not saying change who you are as a person, but change your actions. Excuse me. That way, it can run smoother, and that's something that I've done, because most of the time, I say probably about 55% of the time, the problem was me. And
that's a low number, buddy.
56. All right.
No.
So, and so
we'll say 76.
Okay.
80.
And so, so for me, the hardest part was becoming selfless. I was a selfish person. I want to stay in my own way. I want to do things how I want to do, and in my point of view, I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I might not have been, but at the end of the day, I had to come to a compromise with my wife, and whereas I would want to stay out till 4 or 5 in the morning, I had to understand, well, I have a woman at home, I need to get home, and it took me some time. I ain't gonna lie, because time does fly when you're having a good time, but lately I've been doing a lot better. And because I want our relationship to stay where it is. I want our marriage. I mean, not to drop off. I want it to elevate. And so, in order to do that, you have to become selfless. And humans are naturally selfish. So you have to put aside those selfish ways.
I think that's a good marriage tip. Like, it's just our human nature to be selfish. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, our mama taught us to share. Yes, our mama taught us to be kind. And yes, our mama taught us this. But it's just in us to worry about us and to focus on what we want. Now, that is a good thing because you need that balance of it's just me, I'm focusing on me. Mm-hmm. But when you're in a marriage, it has to be a good balance. Like, it can't be I'm doing what I want to do because I want to do it, all the while my wife is letting me know, or my husband is letting me know, like, I don't like this, but I'm doing it for me. Like, you can't have that mentality. So I would say that's a good, like, marriage tip. Like, you have to be selfless, like, all while maintaining your self-love, self-care, and having that balance, but it cannot be about you in a marriage.
And honestly, if I had to put like a percentage on it, it can't even be 50-50. I'm going to be selfish 50% of the time, worried about me, and then 50% worried about us. It really needs to probably be at least about 75-25. Mm-hmm. At least 75 us, 25 me. Because the more you pour into us, the more you get out for you. If you pour into yourself, you're going to be by yourself. You understand me? We went through that. We went through that. So, and our friendship, we got lost in the midst of it. But we regained that friendship. We regained that fire that we had, and we built on it. And look where we are now. We are the best that we've ever been.
Ever.
10
years. It'll be 10 years in October, and like, God, we will have to have another video about that. But we we vibe well. Like, our vibe is like on a whole different other level, because so he said his first marriage tip. I don't know how this turned into a marriage tip, but I did say we're gonna talk about marriage. But being selfless, I would say letting stuff go. Oh my gosh. I was the queen of holding on to stuff. Now, baby, he held on to stuff, but it was a different kind of hold on to stuff. Like, he'll pull shit out the bag, like, years later. Like, nigga, like, you, what? This happened 10 years ago. But me, like, I'm not going to let you forget that you made me mad. See, that's there. Like, I'm not going to let you forget that you made me mad. And he had to deal with it. He had to deal with it. Like, I was the queen of holding on to stuff. And while he was more so internalizing things, I let you know. Like, I don't like this. You did this 5 years ago. But I'm going to let you know 5 years ago. And I'm going to let you know now. Whereas, he would hold stuff in and he wouldn't say nothing until it blew up. But I'm going to let you know along every step of the way what you did. But I had to let that stuff go because I was the one being crazy. And I was the one doing irrational shit because I was mad that something happened a long time ago. And I'm still carrying on. And that was a part of where I made myself have insecurities or low self-esteem, because I took one thing in my mind, I twisted it and turned it and made it this narrative of I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. Like, let that shit go, y'all. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go and move on. Like, he can make me mad, and whereas I would used to not talk to him for days. I would not talk to him for days. But now, like, I think the longest was the other day we got into like a little rift and I ain't talked to him the rest of the night. But the next morning we were like, okay, you know, and that's how we are now, where it used to didn't be that way. Like, it used to didn't be that way.
Talking about used to go to bed mad, wake
up
mad, go through the day mad. Go to sleep mad. and even with the other day, she didn't talk to me the rest of the day. Now, did it bother me? Yes, but it also gave me some free time. But when I went when it was time when I went to bed, we was up under each other, and like she said, we woke up the next morning.
And listen, I used to be on the wall. You was not finna touch me. We gonna sleep together, but I'm gonna be on the wall. Like, I don't care if I'm like this on the wall.
And I know, babe, I know it's the way that she moves. If I get in the bed, because I'm always in the bed after her. If I get in the bed and I get up under, and she turns a certain way, I know. I just turn the other way.
Yeah, don't touch me. We good. But now, like, boy, you better get in here and grab that booty. Like, you better get in here.
You think I ain't?
You better get in this bed and hug on me and love on me. So yeah, letting it go. It's so much better when you just let it go. A lot of the times it's not even that crucial. Like our pastor, we love Pastor Tim. Oh, yeah. He preached he preached Sunday about how to handle when somebody, make you mad, when you're offended. And it's just like a lot of the times it's not even that deep. It's just a misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. It's a misunderstanding, and now you done took something and ran with it instead of being direct and saying, hey, did you mean this? Or, hey, I don't like the way this made me feel. You did it. Like, it hurt my feelings. Like, it fucked me up. Like,
and that's where I struggle, because I'll hear something, and of course I know Bae's not trying to be a bad person in what she's saying. She's not trying to demean me or anything. But it's like, damn, like, you just said that, and instead of saying, because I'm not just gonna flat out say, but you hurt my feelings. That's not me. I'm a hint at it. I'm a hint at it, and what I'm saying is telling you that. Now those words never. You hurt my feelings. Those 4 words right there would never come out my mouth, and I don't know why. It's just I've never been like that. I'm gonna say, in a way, and then I guess I'll leave it up for you to decipher. But sometimes you have to just say, you hurt my feelings. And matter of fact, I did it once, and like it had to been one of the smoothest conversations we had ever, and it was just like, dang, okay.
That's all it took.
But it's still like, yeah.
I always tell him, like, you be beating around the bush. Like, you sugarcoat stuff. Like, if I make him mad, when he start asking me 21 questions, I'm like, just say what you got to say. He'll be like, well, why did you say this? Or I wouldn't have did that. Or, do you think about why you be saying... Like, he'll just start asking me all these questions. I'm like, I hurt your feelings, didn't I? I made you feel some type of way, didn't it? Like, he won't ever say...
And then even then, still sometimes like...
Nah. Like,
but...
Bruh, I know him so well, so I know when he's upset. Like, I know his whole mood, demeanor. Like, I know him like the back of my hand.
And that's where it comes from, learning. Because she's learning how I am, and it's also me. I'm learning how to actually express my feelings, because I was one to throw some dirt on and keep moving. And that's what I did. And it wasn't dang, bro, you hurt my feelings. Mama, you hurt my feelings. It wasn't none of that. Mom, it was just roll with the punches. All right, you did what you did, whatever. All right, cool, whatever. And at the end of the day, who is really hurting is me. I'm not saying it if I'm not saying it. And that Bay has helped me to come to be the person who is not gonna say you hurt my feelings, but I'm gonna lay it out there in a sense. It's gonna be, we're gonna talk about it in a way.
So yeah, that would definitely be my next marriage tip. Like, women. Now I'm team woman. I'm all women, but we have a way of shutting our men's feelings down. I had it bad. I was like, why you acting like a baby? Like,
after she was begging me to
after I would beg him to tell me his feelings, something would happen. I'd be like, you acting like a baby. Like, grow up, be a man. Like, I would say all that stuff, and like,
and hearing that as a man, it's like, well, shit, all right,
I ain't gonna tell you how I feel, right? So, like, and I still have a lot to work on when he does tell me his feelings, because I'm such an angel, that when he
she is
when he tells me his feelings, it's like, me? I did that? But my reactions, they a whole hell of a lot better than what they used to be. But I kind of like brush it off, like, I didn't, But that's something we both do, because it's like something my pastor also said. It's like, the people you love. Now, some people, the people that you love are not intentionally setting out to hurt you. Some, okay? So,
emphasize some.
Yes, some people do not have good intentions, and they can be blood, whatever. But I know the man that I love, the man who, we're growing together, like, he's not intentionally trying to hurt me. Although I do say stuff like multiple times, it's not like he's ever said that, like, I'm about to mess up my baby day. I'm about to make her mad. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the times I'm just like, okay, like, you made me mad. Don't let it happen again. And we move on. Mm-hmm. But women, like, you want your man to be vulnerable. You want your man to open up. Like, don't shut his feelings down. Don't become the victim. Don't turn his problem to your problem. Like, listen to him. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Be accountable. Hold yourself accountable, like you want him to hold himself accountable. Like, we not always right. Again, I'm an all woman. Like, I love my women, my sister girls, but we not always right.
And sometimes as men, all we want to hear is,
I'm sorry.
That's it. And I know for me, I'm sorry, okay. Because we can go back and forth. You say, I'm sorry, all right, cool. Let's go. Let's move. And sometimes men are just that simple. Sometimes,
yeah. But being married is hard work. It's hard work because you are two individuals now becoming one. So you got this person, custom beliefs, background, environment, how they were raised, and you got this person, background, beliefs, environments, how they were raised, and they're coming together. So it's always a button of the heads, like,
especially when kids are coming into play.
And so it's just like, for me, I had a 2-parent household. It was very rare for a girl to have a 2-parent household growing up, when I went to school or this and that. And my parents separated on and off my whole life, but they finally divorced when I was in high school. So for me, like, people were like, you got the same dad as your sisters? Yes, we all have the same daddy. Your daddy stay in the house? Same house with you? Yes, my daddy stay in the house with me. But my mom and my daddy, like, they could walk past each other and not say nothing to each other. My mom would be like, I'm leaving. My daddy would leave. Like, it was like, I knew they loved each other. And I knew, I'm like, they married. But when they had arguments, it got bad. And my mama always wanted to leave. My daddy did leave, and they would come back. So, like, for me, separation and time apart was my coping mechanism when stuff got hard. For him, that wasn't the case. So that'll be another episode for another day. But it's just like you constantly learning people. And like I said, on the show, I definitely don't think none of those people are ready for marriage. None of them. Or ready for kids. Because if you got to go on the show to get this person to marry you.
So is it a 9-week show?
Because
you said 3 weeks.
Yeah. 3 weeks with the stranger, 3 weeks with the other person. So I don't know.
Okay, so 6 weeks then.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you go in 3 weeks with the person you came with. So immediately when you come in, you going with a different person.
The next day, yeah. They came in one day together. Then the next day they was mingling. Then after 3 days, they pick another partner.
Oh, okay. So you're not with the same partner for 3 weeks.
No, you're not with the person you came in with.
I'm saying you're not with that stranger for 3 weeks.
Yes, they're gonna be like in a mock married lifestyle with the stranger, and then for 3 weeks, and then they get back with their significant other for the next 3 weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think any of those people are ready for marriage, and I'm pretty sure if they do get proposed to or married, like it's not gonna last. I'm sorry. I wish
y'all
them
see yourself on a show like that though. Like not even a show, like it ain't gotta be on TV. Like you and your boyfriend or girlfriend go to a resort, and it's like, okay, well, y'all finna split up. You finna go with her, and you finna go with him.
It was so funny.
For 3 weeks.
It was so funny as they were watching their boyfriend or girlfriend with other people. They sitting there like looking. Like, I hear him laughing. I just want to know, like, what's funny. It's so weird seeing him with another woman. Like,
in 3 weeks, a lot can happen in 3 weeks. So it's like, I'm gonna be like, shit, what y'all do when that door closed? Well, you gonna have to let me know now. But that's crazy.
I do. That's one part of the show I do like, because they are like, I've been with this person for so long. It's so weird to date, but it's just like, you should date.
It might be kind of refreshing for them too.
Yeah, you should date. Date. Find out what you like. Find out what you don't like. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket, and then when that man does not want to marry you, or that man does not want to give you the kids that you want, you're not heartbroken, because you could just go to the next dude who gonna give you what you want. For men too. You always, you never let me finish my sentence.
You done?
He always be like I'm not gonna just talk about the ladies. Like
I just had to make sure, because you said I'm all for the women.
I am for the women, but at the same time, I'm going.
I got you.
Yeah, this video has gone on super long, but that's why I love talking with my honey, because we can go on and on and on. We only 30 years old, but like we live life like we 50. Like we done been through some stuff. So we gonna keep bringing y'all these conversations, and we gonna keep talking about the stuff that we see and hear. We are going to wrap this up. Thank y'all for coming to our TED Talk. We are trying to reach 100 subscribers, y'all. I got 1,000 TikTok followers, 800 Instagram followers, and I have almost 700 Facebook friends. But I have 56 subscribers on YouTube. The math ain't mathing. So I need y'all to do me a favor. Like this video, comment, share, and subscribe, okay?
And it's not gonna hurt y'all to subscribe.
It don't. It don't.
Like, I'm pretty sure y'all subscribe to some crazy off the wall stuff anyway. Subscribe to us.
Yeah, subscribe.
And
we're a young black couple. Like, we've been through some things. We been our authentic selves. Like, it's just something I've been wanting to do, and like now that I got baby doing it, I can tell that he enjoys doing it too. And like y'all gonna see us come up. Like I said in other videos, like we not gonna be in the same position that we are in right now. So we want y'all to come on the journey with us, and it just takes support. Like it takes support. It takes a village, and we want y'all to be a part of our village. Okay. We out of here. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, or night, or whatever time it is that you're watching this video. Godspeed. Have a good one. Bye.